Who that said they gonna beat them Saints? What is up, everybody? My name is Advance, and this is Advance Sports Talk. So, it is Wednesday. I know I waited a couple days to do this video. The inauguration is over. There is a new administration. There is a new light on the horizon. So let's get into these sports breakdowns. Oh man, so first off, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Buffalo Bills. And I don't know what it is about Lamar Jackson or the Baltimore Ravens in the divisional round of the playoffs. They just can't get right. So the only score of the game was a lone field goal by Justin Tucker. One of the few that he actually made, because there was quite a few kicking attempts. Like, the wind was all over. There was no wind, and Justin Tucker just couldn't. He couldn't make a field goal. So their kicker was having trouble as well. But unfortunately, they also had the ability to score touchdowns. So, yeah, man, Hollywood Brown, he got 87 yards receiving, caught 4 out of 7 targets. But, standing next to a titan such as Stephon Diggs, who caught 8 out of 11 targets for 106, it kind of just pales in comparison. I mean, it's not really pales in comparison, but, yeah. They'll be all right next year. So look, this is what the Ravens need to do in the offseason, or whenever training camp starts. Lamar Jackson don't need to do nothing else. He don't need to do nothing else. Just have wide receivers go out for like 20 to 50 yard out routes. Lamar Jackson needs to learn how to throw deep and throw deep accurately. We know he has an arm, but he's gotta fine tune that, because what happened in this game was they basically just took everything short away and was like, all right, well, hey, we're gonna force you to throw it deep. Well, we're not gonna let you run. We're gonna force you to throw the ball, and he wasn't able to really like get it done that way. So that's what Lamar Jackson needs to work on in the offseason. He needs to work on being able to throw his passes and throw them accurately. But, it's only his 3rd season. So, yeah, he's good. I'm not concerned about him. So, the Buffalo Bills ended up winning 17-3. It was a very low scoring game. But that's credit due to the Baltimore defense, because they was making some stops. Next, we have the LA Rams versus the Green Bay Packers. And I was actually, my eyes was glued to this one, because the winner of this game went to the championship round. So, Jared Goff has proven to be classic Jared Goff and not Super Bowl Jared Goff. And unfortunately for the Rams, the Packers beat him 32-18. Cam Akers put up a considerable effort. He rushed for 90 yards. Aaron Jones rushed for 99 yards. Both running backs had a touchdown between them. Allen Lazard, remember I talked about him in the last video. Well, briefly. I just mentioned his name. But Allen Lazard, 4 out of 8 targets for 96 yards. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is on fire, trying to pour some water on it. Threw for 296 and 2 touchdowns. Jared Goff, 174 and 1 touchdown. Packers got the victory, 32-18. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Cleveland Browns. Well, Cleveland Browns versus Kansas City Chiefs, because I always do the away team first. Once again, I'm seeing a lot of things that's reminiscent of what happened with the Steelers. The Chiefs almost fucked around and lost this game. Mainly had to do with the fact that Patrick Mahomes got hurt at some point in the game, then Chad Henne came in. So once that happened, The offense was still moving, but I think the Browns defense had started to clamp down. Because the Chiefs, they didn't make a score in the fourth quarter at all, and in the third quarter, the only thing they had in the whole second half was a field goal. Props to the Browns defense for keeping the Chiefs in check, and props to the Chiefs defense for keeping the Browns out of the end zone. This was one touchdown away from being from the Chiefs going home. Chiefs beat the Browns 22-17. Tyreek Hill got 110 yards receiving. Travis Kelce got 109 yards receiving. Those are the two standouts. Rashard Higgins for the Browns, 88 yards receiving. Shaking Baker Mayfield throwing for 204 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Patrick Mahomes, before he got injured, throwing for 255 and 1 touchdown. And last but not least, most certainly not least, my Buccaneers, my Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New Orleans Saints. And I know everyone came into this game looking for a slaughter. And it kind of was, just not the slaughter that they was looking for. Hold up, excuse me. Saints tears. Quenches the thirst. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New Orleans Saints. Let's get into this. Once again, it was shaky at first. And I'm just going to have to, as a fan, I'm just going to have to accept the fact that this is my team. My team is not going to score in the first quarter. Or at least not regularly. So, it was touch and go. You know, we did a 3 and out. And at that point, I'm like, because when you're going up against Drew Brees, you gotta score. You gotta score fast. So then we punt. And our special teams play was terrible. This guy runs it back, and he almost runs it all the way back when we stopped him. We stopped him at like the 20 or the 30. Then the defense showed up, held him to a field goal. All right, Saints 3, Bucks 0. Then we get a first down. We come out, you know, we get a first down. Then we have to punt again. And at this point, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be bad, because we just gave up 2 opportunities to score and jump ahead and jump out on the Saints. And we punt. This time they run it all the way back for a touchdown, or what seems to be a touchdown. Illegal block in the back. Saved our asses. So that came back. Drew Brees gets him down to the red zone. Again, held him to a field goal. Defense showed up. Todd Bowles. Drew Brees throws a pick early in the second quarter. We already set up in the red zone. Their defense shows up. We get a field goal. They ran a trick play with Jameis Winston. So it was a handoff and then a reverse and then a pitch back to Winston, and then he threw a 48-yard bomb to Traquan Smith, and he caught it, and it was a touchdown. So I was like, as mad as I was, I had to give him his props on that. That was good job, young man. Good job. Now that Brees is officially retired, they can go ahead and make Jameis Winston the starter. After our field goal, New Orleans comes out, trying to go downfield again. Defense shows up. You see a theme here? Defense showed up. And at this point, it's 13-13 going into the half. Long story short, defense shows up again in the fourth quarter, clamped it down. They didn't have nothing else for us. They got one other touchdown, once again to Traquan Smith. Jared Cook fumbles. Drew Brees throws 2 more interceptions. So we've gotten a total of 4 turnovers, 1 fumble, 3 picks, and we ended up knocking the Saints off 30-20. And that was the kind of game that we had. I said it last week. We needed that kind of game because the first game was it was neck and neck, and then they ended up pulling it out. Second game, we just straight got embarrassed. Then we come back and we swept the other two teams in the division. So we swept Carolina and we swept Atlanta, and we was positioned perfectly in the playoffs. We faced Washington. Washington was a jump off point for that, and then we faced the Saints. The Saints in the revenge game. I thought we were going to face them in the championship. That would have been perfect if we had faced them in the championship. So, but nonetheless, we got them out the way now. So now we move on to the Green Bay Packers. Now, while we did thoroughly destroy the Packers earlier this season in Week 6, I'm chalking that up to a bad game by Aaron Rodgers. You rarely get people that have that bad of a game twice. Like, for instance, what just happened with us and the Saints. First game, we was kind of on, kind of off. Second game, we was just completely off our game. And in this game, we was all the way on. And then, yeah, third time's the charm. We beat the Saints when it mattered, knocked them out of the playoffs. So, excuse me. Saints tears quenches the thirst. So now we move on to the Packers. Whatever we did versus the Packers, ball it up, throw it out the window, come back with a new game plan, because they're gonna adjust to what we did to them last time. One key thing: shut down Aaron Jones. We gotta shut him down. There's no getting around that. So we need to double up Devontae Adams and keep an eye on Robert Tonyan. And don't let Aaron Jones or Jamal Williams get out the gate. If we do that, simple game plan. Bucks just do what Bucks do best. We're gonna win. And then guess what? We don't have to. I know a lot of people was hoping that the Rams would win because we were the Rams a wild card team, or because we're higher than them in the wild card, we would have gotten a home game. But you know what? I'm not even worried about it, because guess what? After we beat the Packers, we get in a home game. You know what I'm talking about. We going to the Super Bowl, but we got to beat the Packers first. So we got to stay humble. Quiet storm. We can talk a little shit too. So just looking at the matchups for next week, they got the Packers at 3.5 point favorites, but I'm rocking with my team regardless. So, hey. Next, we got the Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are 3-point favorites, but the Bills have shown that they have an ability to score. The Chiefs, I don't know. It's funny because I actually got into a debate with somebody earlier this week, and they told me that they basically told me that if by some miracle, this is him talking, if by some miracle the Buccaneers manage to make it to the field goal, the Chiefs are going to stomp them. My response, I was like, oh, okay, the same Chiefs that got held in check by the Falcons, the same Chiefs that then got held in check and almost lost to the Browns. Because they only beat the Falcons 14-17, and that was with Mahomes. I mean, come on, you saw the Falcons this year. But yeah, I think Buffalo could win that game. That's if Mahomes can go. If not, then yeah, it's a toss-up. If Mahomes doesn't play, I'm gonna give it to Buffalo. If he does, I'm gonna give it to the Chiefs. So Stephon Diggs versus Tyreek Hill. That's what the matchup is gonna be. You know, it's gonna whichever of those two get out the gate first is gonna be what it is. And you know, with the Bills, this is their first playoff run in like 20 years. You know, since back when I was a wee little tyke. You know, and basically NFC East teams was taking turns kicking them out of the Super Bowl. You know, the Giants, the Redskins, and then the Cowboys twice. It's funny how that worked. And yes, this was the appropriate shirt to wear for this breakdown, because what Tom Brady did on Sunday was no less than superhero worthy. You can say it was marvelous. But in any case, that's it for this breakdown. Tune in. Don't forget to check out my links, my social media, at Advanced10 on Instagram, at Advanced Perception. I'm gonna start that one up. This is the Advanced Perception YouTube channel, and at Advanced Sports Talk on Facebook. Check out my gaming at Advanced Plays on Facebook. Like, share, subscribe on everything. I'm out.